Hey everyone, welcome to your Universe Z, the place where we talk all about the Dragon Ball universe. Today we are going to go through Goku reaching the new divine transformation. If you would like to see more Dragon Ball content, please leave your like and subscribe to join our Universe Z. The things that we are surely most hyped to see in Dragon Ball are its more than diversified fights, leading us to extreme anxiety before the explosion of feelings of complete happiness when seeing our characters put themselves in fighting positions that favor them. More than that, when we see new transformations and them being able to take on the villains stick by stick, without suffering as much or any damage that they previously had to deal with. This is why the fights involving Goku are so eagerly anticipated and bring us so much hype, whether we are watching them online alone or with a group of friends and fans. Without a doubt, when we talk about it this way, the fight of Jiren vs Goku in his Ultra Instinct was the most memorable situation that moved fans around the world recently. This is because there were not only people following the fight at home, but also in the streets where it was broadcast. And because it was so epic, people were vibrating with excitement. It is possible that the same will happen again with the arrival of the new Dragon Ball anime, announced for mid-2023. Indeed, it will be something epic. Till then, will we have a new transformation? One capable of overcoming the gods of destruction and the angels. How would it work? Need to have in order to do this. In today's video we'll talk a bit about that. To this day, the technique we know as Ultra Instinct is a supreme ability that separates the consciousness from the body, allowing it to move and fight independently of a martial artist's thoughts and emotions. It is an extraordinarily difficult technique to master, even for the gods of destruction. However, angels such as Whis himself seem to have been able to master such a technique. As a result, it became known as the state of the gods. Currently, this technique uniquely manifests with a transformation in Goku, being his most powerful form, transcending his Super Saiyan Blue. Like this, Beerus and the other gods have recognized the full form of this transformation, suggesting that it is probably not exactly unique to the protagonist. However, since it is currently the character's most powerful transformation technique, we can't say that it is able to surpass the powers of a god of destruction or the angels themselves yet, since they seem to be able to master it. How would the transformation be able to overcome these two very powerful races? First, while we still have no basis for another even more powerful transformation involving only Goku, let's recall a little about the capabilities of Ultra Instinct. The body of any living being is accompanied by limitations. For someone to fight, or even perform basic actions, they must first process their actions and think with their brain. Doing so limits their speed and will impair their ability to fight effectively. Ultimate goal for a fighter is mastery of self-movement, the ability for every part of their body to act and think on its own. This allows for much greater reaction speed, as a fighter no longer needs to spend time processing their actions and can simply do them. Whis has mastered this ability, although Beerus possesses a more rudimentary form and has not mastered it. Those who have not mastered the technique, they are still more than capable of using it. Whis, who has completely mastered the technique, was able to fend off two Saiyan Beyond gods with no problem, handling them as if they were children. Goku would later demonstrate a mastered version of this technique as well, accompanied by a new form that incorporated this style on instinct. Whis eventually stated that if one mastered this technique, one could, in theory, avoid. Recognizing whether someone is using Ultra Instinct seems to be quite difficult, as it requires someone to know this technique officially and to be familiar with that certain person's fighting style. Goku achieved Ultra Perfect Instinct by concentrating completely on his fight with Jiren and building up heat within himself during the match. He also abandoned the idea of allowing his emotions to overwhelm him, as they often did in his Super Saiyajin transformations, and instead focused on making his heart calm and gentle. Releasing the heat into a galaxy-like disk of energy, Goku then absorbed it back into himself, allowing him to manifest the full technique, which granted him a power that surpasses that of a god of destruction. The power of Ultra Instinct is impressive, allowing him to easily surpass Jiren even when the alien increased his power to the maximum. Ultra Instinct also allowed Goku to attack and defend against Jiren without thinking. This allowed the Saiyan to avoid most of the Pride Troopers' attacks and deliver devastating counterattacks. His energy attacks, now dark blue in color, were also able to completely cancel out Jiren's. Goku, when using Ultra Instinct, does not have the strange voice phenomenon that he displayed when demonstrating only a foreboding of the technique. Strangely enough, whenever Goku shouts while exhibiting the omen of a Ultra Instinct, his voice is accompanied by a double timbre, that of his own voice, and a deep, resounding matter that more closely resembles the Great Ape transformation. And yet, with all this ability and powers, they still can't stand up to even a god of destruction, let alone an angel. This shows how powerful they are, by themselves, even though those who possess the Ultra Instinct technique are just as powerful. Angels are life forms of extremely high status within the hierarchy of the multiverse. Their role is to guide and teach the gods of destruction to master their destructive abilities while also serving them as their personal assistants. This in itself shows that they are probably just as powerful as the gods of destruction. The angels were seen to have abilities not usually seen among among mortals or even gods, such as Ultra Instinct, Warp, and Temporal Do-Over. It's additionally mentioned by Beerus to Vedira that angels like Whis are constantly using Ultra Instinct and therefore they are quite comfortable using it without bodily effort, somewhat similar to the principle of Goku with his full power. This could even explain why all angels have silver hair, although this is pure speculation. Angels possess unfathomable power, something far beyond the gods of destruction and creation abilities similar to the Supreme KOs. They are always in the state of enhanced higher instinct and therefore have instinctive dodging abilities. They have shown a variety of mystical abilities, such as warping, magical materialization, divination, healing, resurrection, and space-time manipulation. However, they are unable to revive someone killed by a demon. All angels possess the ability to use the higher instinct, and unlike others who must transform to achieve it, angels are always using it. Most angels wield an angel attendant staff that they can use for a variety of purposes. Minister even has one in the manga. Strength seems to be the catalyst for training their respective gods of destruction. Hey everyone, and also to prevent these gods from getting out of control and going berserk. This is evident when Whis and Vados interfered between the Battle of Beerus and Kampa, as the ensuing fight would destroy universes 6 and 7. Despite their subservient nature to the gods of destruction and supreme KOs, they have a designation above that of the gods, as Zeno spared the angels from being erased in the Tournament of Power. Despite their power, they are subject to laws that prevent them from directly fighting threats like Moro. However, they can indirectly help by training mortals as shown by Meru's training Goku, or if their god of destruction requests, they do like Beerus allowing Whis to use Temporal Do-Over to help Team Dragon defeat Frieza and expose Zamasu. Guide Angel can fight as long as he doesn't use his full strength, as Meru's was allowed to fight as a member of the Galactic Patrol as long as he retained his true power and was briefly fought Super Saiyan Broly when this powerful Saiyan tried to ambush him. In addition, they can also destroy planets if the god of destruction requests it, as shown by Vados when she destroyed a planet on Kampa's order. Can also help other deities, such as the Guardian of Earth, as well as the Supreme Kaios and Gods of Destruction. Due to their role in training the Gods of Destruction and potential candidates for the position, they share similar abilities, such as God Meteor and Super Star Break, as well as being powerful enough to destroy planets at the request of their respective God of Destruction, as shown when Vados destroyed a planet on Kampa's orders, even though said planet was located in Universe 7, which is technically outside the jurisdiction of Kampa as the God of Destruction of Universe 6 and Vados' position as the Guide Angel of Universe 6. What this implies is that for a transformation to surpass the Gods of Destruction, we would first have to have something on the level of the angels, and only then could we think of something superior to them. To do this, as we have seen, the technique would need to do much more than help the fighter in combat to increase his physical strength and defense. It also goes far beyond preventing the fighter from overcoming certain adversities. It needs to be able to travel and deal with techniques that mess with space-time and deal with powers that go far beyond comprehension and the senses. That said, Goku's next transformation would have to be something that could be named as Super Saiyan Angel or some way. He could come close to surpassing these beings by beating them head-on or nearly so. It would be a pretty specific way to achieve it, probably through some pretty tough training, but it would also have to be awakened in the midst of a memorable and exciting fight. About you. What do you think a supposed Super Saiyan Angel might look like? Or maybe he will have another name. Leave your opinion about it in the comments. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for videos, don't forget to comment here below, because I'll be reading all of them as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your Universe Z.